Welcome to Vivid English Podcast. Hello, everyone. I am Sarah.
And I am James. Hello to all our listeners.
How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Feeling very fresh today, actually. How are you?
I am doing great. And I am especially excited about today's topic because today we're talking about something that everyone has to deal with. But it can be absolutely terrifying in a second language. It's one of those moments where you feel, incredibly vulnerable.
Oh, but I think I know exactly what you mean. Is going to the doctor?
Close.
Yeah.
It is arguably just as stressful, maybe even more so because people stare at the result. We are talking about going to the hair salon or the barber shop.
Yes. The hair salon. That is a high-stakes situation.
It really is. If you make a mistake ordering coffee, you just get the wrong drink.
Right. Annoying, but it's fine.
Exactly. You drink it or you throw it away. But if you make a mistake at the salon, that mistake takes months to grow back. You wear that mistake every single day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't just return a bad haircut like you return a pair of shoes that don't fit.
No, you can't. So our mission today is to help you avoid those haircut disasters. We want to equip you with the exact vocabulary you need. We're not just listing words. We're going to cover the nuance of length, texture, styling, and this is the most important part, how to complain politely if it all goes wrong.
That is right. We're going to make sure you walk out of that salon feeling confident and looking great rather than, wanting to hide under a hat for 3 weeks.
So let's get started. We need to begin at the very, very beginning, the moment you sit down in the chair.
This is what we call the consultation.
The consultation. This is that first 5 minutes where the stylist touches your hair, looks in the mirror with you, and asks, "So what are we doing today?"
This is actually the most important part of the entire visit. If you get this part wrong, the haircut will be wrong.
Oh, definitely.
No matter how talented the stylist is, it's about setting the roadmap for the appointment.
And I think a lot of people fall into a trap here. They use a phrase that sounds safe. It feels like a conservative, easy thing to say, but it's actually kind of dangerous.
Are you talking about the phrase just to trim?
Yes, just a trim. Why is this dangerous? To a learner, trim just means a little bit, right?
Strictly speaking, yes. But the problem is that a trim is subjective. It's not a specific measurement.
Right.
To you, a trim might mean a tiny little bit, maybe half a centimeter.
Just dusting off the end.
Exactly. But to the stylist, a trim often means cutting off the damage. So if you have split ends that go up 2 or 3 inches,
Oh, no.
just a trim means losing all of that length. They're trying to make your hair healthy, but you might be shocked by how short it becomes.
That is a nightmare. You expect to lose a little hair and you lose a lot because their definition of healthy required a big chop. So what's a better alternative?
You need to speak in objective measurements. Math doesn't lie.
Right.
Instead of saying just a trim, say, please take off about 1 inch.
Take off about 1 inch. That is so much clearer. Or if you use the metric system, you can say centimeters. But remember that in the US, they definitely use inches.
That is a great point. If you say 3 centimeters, they might have to do mental math. And you do not want them doing math while holding sharp scissors near your head.
Absolutely not. So take off 1 inch or take off 2 inches. And honestly, there is one tool that is even better than words.
Oh,
It bridges every single language barrier.
a picture.
A picture.
Oh,
You
definitely.
should learn this phrase. I have a photo of the style I'm looking for.
I have a photo of the style I'm looking for. That is a lifesaver. You can just show them your phone.
It removes all the confusion.
Here's a tip I've learned. Be specific about what you like in the photo.
Oh, that is a very smart detail. Don't just show the picture and hope for the best.
Right. You have to say, I like the length in this photo, or I like the bangs in this photo. Otherwise, they might think you want to look exactly like the celebrity, face shape and all, which, you know, might not be possible.
A very valid distinction. Now, if you don't have a photo, or if you want to describe the length you want, you need some body part vocabulary.
Right. Let's go over two very common ones that act as universal anchors. The first one is shoulder length.
This one is quite literal, shoulder length. It means the hair just touches your shoulders, a very safe medium length.
And the next one is chin length.
Chin length.
Mm-hmm.
This means the hair stops right at your jawline or chin.
And these are great reference points because everyone knows where your chin and shoulders are. There's no ambiguity there.
Exactly. It leaves very little room for error. Okay, so we have the length down, but a haircut is more than just length. It's also about the behavior of the hair, the shape.
Yes. To change the shape, there's some specific terms you need.
And one of the most popular requests is for layers.
Yes, layers.
So, how would you explain the mechanics of layers to a learner?
Well, imagine your hair is all one length. Gravity pulls it down, right? So it looks heavy and flat at the top.
Right.
Layers means cutting the outer strands shorter than the inner strands. And because shorter hair is lighter, it springs up. It creates movement, bounce, and volume.
So, if your hair feels flat and boring, you could say, I'd like some layers for more volume.
Precisely. I'd like some layers for more volume. Now, sometimes you have the opposite problem. Your hair is naturally huge. It's too thick.
It's too heavy.
That is definitely a problem for some people. It's like wearing a heavy wool hat in the summer.
Right. In that case, you don't necessarily want layers. You want to remove the density. You want to ask them to thin it out. You can say, my hair's very thick. Can you thin it out a bit? And this is interesting because they often use a different tool here. They use something called texturizing shears.
Oh, those are the scissors that look like they have teeth.
Yeah.
They cut only some of the hairs, removing the bulk or the weight without taking away the overall length.
That's a great distinction, removing weight, not length.
Yeah,
Okay, let's talk about the hair on your forehead. This is the danger zone.
it is. And this is a classic vocabulary difference between the US and the UK.
Yes. In the US, we call them bangs. Bangs, bangs.
But in the UK, and often in other parts of Europe and the Commonwealth, they call it a fringe.
So if you're in New York, you ask for bangs. If you're in London, you ask for a fringe, though most stylists will understand both. It just helps to sound local.
And there are different types, right? Because bangs is a pretty big category.
Oh, yes. You might hear curtain bangs. That's very trendy right now. That's when the bangs are parted in the middle and swept to the sides, kind of like curtains on a window. It frames the face softly.
Or blunt bangs. That's when they're cut straight across, usually above the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Very sharp, very modern.
Now, what about shorter styles? Maybe for men Or women who like pixie cuts or shorter hair, there's a whole different set of vocabulary there.
Absolutely. For shorter cuts, especially in barber shops, you often hear the term the fade.
The fade. This is extremely popular. What does that look like?
A fade is a gradient. The hair is longer on top and gets gradually shorter and shorter as it goes down the back and sides until it literally fades into the skin.
Ah, okay.
You shouldn't see a line where the hair stops. It should be seamless.
That looks very clean and sharp. It requires a lot of skill to do well.
It does. Another popular one is the undercut. That's where the sides and back are shaved very short, but the top is left quite long. There's no gradual fade, it's a strong contrast.
And that's actually common for women with long hair too, right? They shave the hair just at the nape of the neck underneath the long hair.
Exactly. That's a hidden undercut. It helps keep your neck cool in the summer. So we have the fade and the undercut. Those are great terms to know.
Moving on, what if we want to change more than just the cut? What if we want to change the color?
Oh, changing color is fun.
Mm.
But the vocabulary can be tricky because describing color is so visual.
Let's zoom in on the difference between highlights and lowlights. I feel like people mix these up.
It's easy to do.
Okay.
Highlights are when you add strands of hair that are lighter than your natural color. It mimics what the sun does to your hair in the summer.
Right. And lowlights are the opposite. You add strands that are darker than your natural color.
So why would you do that?
Well, imagine you dyed your hair blonde, but it looks like a solid block of yellow. It can look a bit fake. You add lowlights to put the shadows back in. It adds dimension.
I see. So highlights for brightness, lowlights for depth. Now, what about the maintenance? When you've done your hair, but time passes and it starts to grow out.
Ah, yes. Then you have roots.
The roots, that's the new hair growing from your scalp. And usually it's a different color than the dyed hair.
And you don't want to pay to dye your whole head again. It's expensive and it can be damaging. You just want to fix the new growth.
So the phrase you need is, I need to touch up my roots.
Touch up the roots. That's very useful. It implies a maintenance appointment, not a full makeover.
Now, if you want to change your color completely or just slightly, you might talk about the shade.
The shade.
Yes. You can say, I want to go a shade darker, or I want to go a shade lighter.
It's a nice way to say a little bit. It gives the stylist permission to change the color without doing something drastic.
Yeah. A shade lighter sounds much better than make it white.
Uh-huh, yes. Make it white. Might scare the stylist. And they might burn your hair off trying to do it.
Okay, we've done the consultation, we've chosen the cut and color. Now comes my favorite part,
What's that?
the shampoo bowl, the wash.
Oh, I agree. It is so relaxing. Especially if they give you that scalp massage.
It's the best. But you still need to communicate here,
Yeah.
specifically about the water temperature.
Yes. The stylist will usually ask, how is the water? Or, is that temperature okay for you?
And you need to be honest. I know we try to be polite, but don't burn your scalp just to be nice. A red, burned scalp is not a good look.
Right. If it's too hot, you can say, it's a bit too hot.
It's a bit too cold.
And if it's perfect,
It's just right. Like Goldilocks.
simple and effective, it's just right.
Okay, let's move back to the chair. You're wet, you're in the cape, the haircut is happening, but oh, you see something you don't like.
This is the moment of panic. You're watching in the mirror and you feel that pit in your stomach.
Hmm.
You want to say something, but you don't want to be rude or insult their art.
Giving feedback in the chair is so hard. I always feel awkward. But you have to remember, you're the customer. You have to wear the hair.
That's true.
The stylist goes home, but you take the haircut with you. Silence is your enemy here.
So, how do we speak up politely? Let's role play.
Okay. Let's say the stylist is cutting, but they're being too cautious. It's still too long.
I would wait for a pause and say, "Could you take a little more off the top?"
That is perfect.
Hmm.
Could you take a little more off the top? It's a question, so it sounds soft and polite. It invites collaboration.
What if it's the opposite? What if they're cutting too fast and you're getting stared?
Then you need to stop them
Yeah.
gently but firmly. I think that's short enough. Thank you.
I think that's short enough. That is a very nice way to say stop. It sets a boundary.
Exactly. And don't forget the back of your head. You can't see it.
Right. Usually at the end, the stylist will pick up a hand mirror to show you the back view in the big mirror.
But if they forget or if they're rushing, you can ask, "Can you show me the back?"
Can you show me the back? And then they hold up the mirror. This is the mirror check. It's your last chance to fix anything, specifically the neckline.
Yes. If it looks crooked, say it now. Better to say it now than to have your partner fix it at home with kitchen scissors.
Oh, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, the cut is done. Now they're going to style it.
This brings us to styling and products.
Often at the end of a cut, they will offer you a blowout.
A blowout. This sounds explosive, but it's not.
No.
It's a professional blow dry. They use a round brush and a hair dryer to make your hair look smooth, bouncy, and shiny.
It makes you feel like a movie star. You might say, "I'd like a blowout with some waves."
Or maybe you want it sleek and straight. But before they style it, they need to know the geography of your head. They need to know about the part.
Parting. The hair. That's the line where your hair splits to the left or right.
You should tell them, I usually part my hair on the left, or on the right, or in the middle.
Why is this important?
Well, if you don't tell them, they might guess wrong. They might cut layers, assuming a middle part, but you are a side part. Then when you go home and style it yourself, one side will look longer than the other.
Very true. The cut depends on the part. Now, finally, they might put some product in your hair.
Product is just the general industry word for anything. Sprays, creams, pastes.
Let's list a few common ones so you know what they are putting on your head.
Okay. First, hairspray. That holds the style in place so it doesn't move in the wind.
Then there's gel or pomade. These are usually for shorter hair to give it texture or hold. Gel usually dries hard and shiny.
While pomade is usually softer and more natural. Good tip. And one of my favorites, leave-in conditioner.
Leave-in conditioner. That is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cream you put in damp hair and you don't rinse it out. It keeps hair soft and fights frizz.
So you're styled, you smell great, and you look amazing. Now it's time to pay and leave.
And we have to talk about logistics, specifically the awkward math of tipping.
Ah, yes. If you're in the United States, tipping is very important at a salon. It's different from Europe or Asia.
It's not really optional, it's a cultural expectation. The stylists often rely on tips as a major part of their income.
Usually you should tip between 15% and 20% of the total cost.
If the stylist did a great job, 20% is standard. If you don't tip, it's considered very rude.
Good to know. And finally, if you like the stylist, you should book your next visit before you leave.
That is smart. Good stylists get busy. You can use this phrase, I'd like to book my next appointment for 6 weeks from now.
I'd like to book my next appointment for 6 weeks from now. That locks it in.
So we've covered a lot of ground, from the consultation all the way to the payment.
We have. But I feel like we need a story to really drive this home. Have you ever had a haircut disaster?
Oh, yes, I have. And thinking about it still makes me sweat a little.
Tell us.
Well, this was years ago. I was traveling in a country where I did not speak the language very well at all.
Okay.
I went to a local barber shop. I wanted a trim. It's a little bit off the sides, a very standard businessman cut.
Okay. That sounds simple enough.
But I didn't know the word for trim. I knew the word for short. So I sat in the chair and I kept pointing at my head and saying, short, short, because I wanted it shorter than it was.
Oh, no. I
Ugh.
think I know where this is going. You were giving him a command, not a description.
Exactly. The barber nodded enthusiastically. He picked up the clippers and he just went for it. He shaved my head, almost completely bald.
No, he gave you a buzz cut.
A full buzz cut. I looked like a tennis ball. It was terrible. I walked out and the wind hit my scalp and it was so cold I had to wear a hat for 2 weeks.
Oh, that is so funny, but also so tragic.
It was a lesson learned. If I had known the vocabulary or if I just had a photo, I could have saved my hair.
See? That's why this is so important. But your hair grew back, right?
It did. It took a while, but it grew back.
And that is the final encouragement I want to give our listeners. Be brave. Going to a salon in English is scary. You might make a small mistake, but it's just hair.
Yeah,
It grows back.
exactly. Don't let the fear stop you. Communication makes it better, but confidence is key. Even a bad haircut is a good story, eventually.
You can do it. Use the phrases we practiced today.
And you will look great.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of our salon visit today.
It does. We've explored a lot of vocabulary.
We have. We hope you feel ready for your next appointment.
Just remember, consultations, specific measurements, and polite feedback.
And before we go, we have a small favor to ask.
Please don't forget to subscribe and come back to the Vivid English podcast.
Yes, we have so many more topics to cover to help you speak confidently.
Be sure to tune in to Vivid English podcast next time. We love having you here with us.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Have a wonderful hair day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.